Back once again for the Renegade Master, Dr. FJP with the Gen Z behavior. See what I did then? I've taken William Wildcard Mackenzie's 1995 Club Epic, remixed by Norman Cook, aka the Fatboy Slim in 1998. It's a club banger, you're no stranger. And what I've done is I've taken that Gen X vibe and I've mixed it with the Gen Z vibe kind of thing that they're doing. We're going to talk about that now because we're going to have a conversation for the nation about conscription. Should have thought about that one before I said that. My sister thinks I should go on some medication, but what does she know anyway as a consultant psychiatrist in the National Health Service? I think we're going to be all right. Let's have a chat then, shall we? Talking about madness. We're talking about our Conservative government here. In name only. God, was it 14 years now? What have they done? Oh, it brings me to tears. Rishi, I'll bring back national service. What a bell end. Let's make myself smaller. And we're going to start here on the Twitter tweets, whatever it's called. We'll introduce a bold new model of national service to upskill the next generation, make our nation secure and build a stronger national culture. You've had 14 years, mate. Just want to point that out, but you're doing it now. Within, what's it, July? Is it July the 4th for the election now? I'll do the maths for you. Like May, June, not even know. Sorry, let's start with June. Let's not even know because it's June the 4th. June, it's 1. And are we like 40 days out for an election? And this comes up now. This is desperation. This is absolutely ludicrous. I have no idea. It's almost like the Conservative Party literally want to get 0 seats. It's like they realise how bad the country is. So they've said, let's throw like a snap election on July the 4th. Let's do it early and let's put all these really completely crazy policies in that will mean we're never going to get any votes, like 0 votes. And then Labour will inherit all this mess. And I'm a Conservative at heart. You know me, guys, Dr. FJP, you know how I roll. This is never going to work. So I don't know why they're doing it. And also, there's more comedy to come from some real special characters here. And halfway through this, when we get depressed and we think this whole thing is... I'm going to bring a film up where Gen X and Gen Z collide in a momentously epic and beautiful occasion, and we need to watch that because we're positive vibes only here. Obviously the comments isn't, and when I say Gen Z, there's always going to be many an idiot that's going to write Gen Z. It's Gen Z, Sim, it's Gen Z. I couldn't care less. There's more things more important in my life than whether it's Gen Z or Gen Z. Now Gen Z are those, they're being adulthood now. Some of them may have young families down to about the age of 12. That's the film we're going to look later. So we're looking at that generation at the moment who... Oh, will they ever get a house? I don't know. I mean, it's horrific right now. They're suffering waves of immigration in the UK, if you don't realise. 700,000 last year. So let's have a look at this then. Whether in the armed forces or volunteering in our NHS, every young person will do their duty to build a secure future for the UK. We're going to have a look at conscription a bit in a minute because we have had that before in 1916 in the First World War. And we want to just compare that. But before we do, let's have a read of this. National service, a bold new model for national service. Choice of how to serve, the armed forces or volunteering in the local community. So don't give them any money, just they have to volunteer. So we're not helping them get on the housing ladder now, we're just taking their time away from them. Giving young people valuable skills, making the country more secure, building a stronger national culture, clear plan, bold actions. There are a lot of people out there going, yeah, it's a great idea. I'm putting it out there to say I think we're doing our younger generation a huge disservice. That's me. That's just me. That's me. In the comments, guys, you let me know what you think because I can understand why people go, no, Tim, it's a brilliant idea. We should do this. And I fully appreciate that. I understand that. But I also understand we're about 40 days out from a national election. And I just think this is just a most horrendous move. So, Rishi, I'll bring back national service then. A radical plan to force all 18-year-olds to serve in the military for 12 months or give up weekends to carry out civic duties. And here then, this is an essay now. So Rishi is, if you're in America or Europe and you don't know this, of course, he is what we would call a globalist. He's not a prime minister. He's not presidential. He is a manager. He should be managing a Tesco's or something like that. Nice enough chap, I'm sure, but he was born in Southampton and I was born in Portsmouth. Therefore, we are mortal enemies. Rishi Sunak vowed to bring back national service. We've had that before. Under the mandatory scheme, school leaders have to either enrol, military place, 1 weekend each month, volunteering in their community. I think what's happened here is we've got a breakdown of the nation through unregulated immigration, highest levels we've ever had in the United Kingdom from living memories going back to the 1000s, of course. 700,000 came in last year, and 10,000 in small boats this year so far, and we're in May. And that's what we know about, remember, with small boats. Of course, the majority of this is legal immigration, where they come into education, whatever, they bring the family, they do the first year, and then they disappear into the economy, the underground economy. So how do we get those people to be productive? Well, it's very difficult to do so. Now, this might be, of course, a way of getting those people into the military, because, of course, those people, if they don't have any allegiance to the UK necessarily, they'd fight for anyone and for any war. And a lot of people aren't willing to fight for the government. Now we know it's a bunch of globalists, of course, that are just out there for big business. And, of course, if we do enact this policy today, where we are talking about conscription, of course, then people that will benefit will be Capita and Serco and these big businesses that are going to have to manage this whole thing. Get your shares and your stocks now in those companies, which I won't be doing because I don't want to profit on the misery of our younger generation. That's not me. You won't hear from me in about 10 years' time. I'll be living in with my wife on a small island somewhere, and you won't know where I am. But I won't be rich. I'll be walking on a beach every day. And that's the wealth. I won't be financially rich, but I will be wealthy. Okay, and this is Gen X and Gen Z coming together. We've got more in common with these people than you realize, all right? We need to make sure these people get on the housing ladder, they get families, they get jobs, and they really feel involved with the United Kingdom. One of the problems that we've got, of course, by bringing in such high levels of immigration and multiculturalism not working, people living in their own little communities, is they don't feel connected to one great Britain, and that is a huge problem. So Gen X and above, we need to reach down to Gen Z. We need to push them forward. We need to celebrate their successes. I'm a big fan of Gen Z. They are the future after all. This is a Gen X here teaching a Gen Z something, and I think it's a beautiful experience. Let's have a watch of it.
Hello.
Hello.
The last person I talked to immediately told me to kill myself and then left.
Don't do that. You look like a cool guy. I love the shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
What's your favorite Legend of Zelda game?
Minish Cap.
Hey. What console is that on?
Game Boy Advance.
Ooh, okay, you're a veteran.
Mm.
How old are you?
14.
And is that like a Pokemon hat?
Yeah.
Bro, you're dripped out, bro. Guess what my name is?
I cannot guess that.
I'll give you a hint. What you're wearing.
Ash?
Yes, sir!
Oh!
That's like my full name's Ashraf, but people call me Ash.
Nice.
Yeah, bro. What's your name?
Jesse.
Jesse, don't let the haters get to you, okay?
Thank you.
When that guy told you to kill yourself, how did you feel?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of found it funny just because of how instant it was.
I hope you have the best life.
Same here.
Peace, bro.
Peace.
We commit to protect our nation now. 14 years, mate. You can't even stop the boats coming across, and you're going to... How on earth can he sit there with a straight face? They refuse to meet our defence. What are you talking about? This is the 2.5% GDP they wanted Labour to sort of back up. And they didn't. We take the decision to protect our energy security. They block new source of power for our country. It's like school kids. It's like they did this. I see a lot of this in society at the moment. They did this. It's like, stop being a victim, mate. You're the Prime Minister. What are you doing? You can't even get the country behind you. The 2.5 billion National Service Scheme will see school leavers apply for a year-long placement in the armed forces or the UK's cyber defences when they will gain experience in logistics, cybersecurity, procurement and civil response operations such as flood disposal. If everyone's doing the same thing, of course, then you're not levelling up yourself, are you? There's no skill level that you're not competitive with anyone else when you apply for the job that everyone else has been in. One of the things we do have, of course, is a lot of Tory MPs standing down at the moment as well before the election. They know which way it's going. They're all standing down, and they've all taken MP out of their bio and things like this. They know where the government's going. So the reason that conscription is coming in is because we've been told here that we're already at war with Russia. And you know how I feel about this, guys. Johnson went out there and in effect sabotaged the peace talks that Putin was trying to put in, because Putin realized he's got to live next to Ukraine. He doesn't want to be at war with them, for crying out loud. And obviously they went out there and tried to sabotage that because, of course, you can make a lot of money in war. And we have made a lot of money in war now. And this is obviously what we're trying to do is break up Russia, isn't it? So we can take all the resources out of it. And, of course, Putin is a bit more wily than we realise. You know how I feel about this. I'm called a Putin apologist the whole time. I don't believe anything that the government is doing is with good intention when it comes to Russia or Ukraine at the moment. But what is conscription, basically? We know what it is. It's when it was introduced. First was 1916 under the Military Act. When the young people are saying, well, I'm not going to do it, it's quite interesting because James cleverly has just said that actually it's not going to be enforced anyway. The thing about conscription back then is when you are conscripted, one of the things you have to realize is you are conscripted. Bang, that's you done. You're in. If you then don't turn up to where you're going, you are locked up. Now, the problem is in the UK, of course, all our prisons are full. So that's not going to work, is it? So what James cleverly has said here is nobody is going to jail for refusing national service. So what is the point? If you just refuse it, nothing's going to happen to you. It's the most ridiculous thing anyway. So young people will not face any. It's like they come out of the policy. The focus group. Let's have a look. What should we do? National conscription. That did really well in the focus group. Let's bring that up because we want that Gen X crowd to vote for us. Well, we've done that. Yeah, fine. But we can't force people to do it. And now we look like we're on the back step. So the whole thing is an absolute mess. It's just. Tell me what you think in the comments, guys. Who are you going to vote for? This is crazy. I have no idea what's going on. But hopefully that's going to help. So tell me what's going on. I'll get some drugs from my sister or something. I won't at all because I feel absolutely great right now, guys. And I hope you do as well. I think we're all on the up. We just need to stick together. Let me know what you think about conscription. I think it's a mess. Tim Davies, Fast Ship Performance.